Welcome to another video. It is getting down to crunch time for the GTR. We have exactly, well, not even exactly, we have less than 24 hours till it goes to the port, and we have some things that we need to do to this car. First of all, she's still filthy like she was in the last video because that was only a little while ago. I got to get her all cleaned up and waxed, but we're gonna wait to do that until after we get back because we gotta drive it out and we gotta go do an oil change on it, and we have some parts to install. Now these parts that we have to install, I'm pretty excited about. Some of them I've been wanting for a while and just hadn't purchased them yet, but our very good friend Matty over at Newera Imports has sent me over some goodies. Now if you haven't heard of Newera Imports, they're based in the UK. They provide a lot of nice quality Japanese cars to people in the UK, but they also provide cars elsewhere. They've provided some of the cars for the earlier Fast and Furious movies. They're pretty cool. They do some really awesome cars. Matty's an awesome guy. You can go talk to him. I'll leave the links to their website in the description. Real good people to work with for sure. So let's take a look through the garage at some of the stuff I have to put on. First off, Matty sent over this awesome Cusco brake master cylinder stopper. That should be pretty simple to put on. Hopefully we'll be able to do that today at the hobby shop, so we're gonna stick that in the car. If you guys don't know what a brake master cylinder stopper is, basically it's gonna connect to right. This is the only reason I'm actually kind of a little afraid it might not work, because I already have something bolted right here. The boost controller is bolted right there, but the brake cylinder stopper, I had never had one before. They bolt up right here, and it basically just exactly what it sounds like it does. It pushes up against that brake master cylinder, because whenever you hit the brake pedal, there's a lot of flex in the firewall. And there's videos out there, you can see it, of people actually like videoing while they're braking and this whole thing coming forward. But the brake cylinder stopper will push against that and prevent some of that flex from happening and make the brake response a lot better. Next up, we have some OEM Nissan stuff. Boys, we're gonna be looking fresh. If you don't know what this is, well, it's pretty obvious if you have the R32. It's a door handle. Because on these old R32s, the door handles really start to fade. So you can see, well, this is the other side, but look at the difference in that. It's going from old 26, 27-year-old plastic to new plastic. It's gonna really tidy up the interior and make it look a lot better. Because I mean, you can see it from all the way across the car. So we got these, both sides. We may or may not get to these today, depending on how much time we have. I don't really feel like taking the door panel off, but if we have time, we'll get to this today. If not, they'll go on when we get to the States. So obviously I got all these parts from Newera Imports, from Matty, and they also do parts to other parts of the world. So if you guys are looking for parts, you can get in contact with them, and hopefully they'll be able to hook you up. All of the things that he sent me are what he noticed from my video that I needed. I don't know if you guys remember from, I think it was the JCI video, they said that one of my lug nuts was bad, so they replaced it with this disgusting little ugly thing down here. So that brings me to my next new parts going on. A very nice set of Project Moo Hyper Nut. These are gonna look really good on the car. You guys hear that? In Japan, see, there it is, that van right there. People are just driving around waving in that van, saying stuff over the speaker. Happens all the time. So we should have time to put those on. I'm not really too worried about lug nuts getting stolen. I don't think that would be pretty ridiculous. Now I've heard some horror stories in the past of a lot of stuff getting stolen, but recently, in the very recent past, I have not heard many stories of anything really getting stolen from a few cars of friends that have gone back to the States from here. So I'm not too worried about it, but there are certain things that I'm gonna remove, like the shift knob and my Nismo oil cap. And the last thing that he sent, I'm not gonna put in. Ooh-wee, check out these fresh Nismo floor mats. The red stitching, the Nismo logo on them. Got the other front one, the driver's side in there, and the rears. Official Nismo product. These things are really, really nice. Mason was like rubbing all over them and sitting on them whenever we got them in the other day. So obviously floor mats would be super easy to steal, and these are pretty sought after floor mats. So these aren't gonna go in the car. These are gonna go back in that plastic bag with a little bag of desiccant and be shipped back over to the States. But thank you very much, Matty. I really, really appreciate it. I've been wanting these floor mats. And if you guys haven't seen my floor mats, they're disgusting and falling apart in the GTR. So this is really gonna help clean it up. But now it's time to get our butts to the auto hobby shop and get this baby up on a lift so we can do an oil change. if you guys remember from a few videos ago, the Cars for Sale in Japan video, I put some gas in it and said it was the last time I'd have to be putting gas in it. But I think I'm probably gonna have to put a little bit of gas in it either today or tomorrow. It's gotta go to the port with less than a quarter tank of gas, but I don't think I'll quite make it all the way down to the port tomorrow if I don't put a little bit of gas in. All right, up on the lift she is, letting it cool down just a little bit. That's the Nismo oil cap I'm taking off. I'm not gonna let that stay on there. I got the factory one to go on there because that's an easy something for somebody to steal. We're gonna be putting Mobil 1 full synthetic 10W30 in her. And hate me if you guys must, but we're not gonna change the oil filter this time. I changed the oil filter last time and it's all the way down there. And I would change it again, but since the car does ship out tomorrow and with that location of that oil filter, all the oil has to drain out of that oil filter all over the bottom of the engine block, and I just don't feel like cleaning that up and potentially missing something and going to the port tomorrow to get inspected and oil still be leaking down there from the oil filter change. So we're gonna leave it on there for now. It'll be totally fine. It's not gonna be really driven for the next 2 months anyway while it's on the boat and in the port. And then as soon as it makes it to America, we'll do a proper oil change with a proper oil filter change as well. So while we're waiting on the car to cool down a little bit, I figured we'd go ahead and start putting on the lug nuts. Pretty awesome looking Project Moo lug nuts. Got one of them on there already. Taking the impact around right now and just swapping them. All finished up with one wheel. That does look really good. It really cleans it up, and the font kind of ties the PMU with the Rays Engineering. It looks really good. I won't make you guys watch me do all the rest of them though. Good to go all around on the lug nuts. Got the Project Moos on. Very, very satisfied with them. They really clean it up. Now we're gonna lift this thing up and start the oil change. Will it burn me? Probably. I'm dropping it as soon as it does. And I held on to it. Oil capacity for the RB26 is 4.5 liters for the oil pan and another 0.5 for the filter. So since we're only changing, or not changing the filter, we're just gonna do the 4.5 liters, which is about like 4.75 quarts. All finished up with the oil change, turn it on, gonna let it run for a couple minutes, then we should be good to go. Now, I said I was gonna do the brake master cylinder stopper, but I actually left a piece of it at home. So if we're gonna do that, we'll have to wait till we get back to the house. I don't know, we'll see how much time we have because I still gotta get home and clean up the car and wax it. Stepping outside while we let the oil cycle through. Nice R32 GTR and a Mark IV Supra out here. Thought you guys might be interested in checking out. Supra looks pretty clean. I mean, it looks dirty, but the body looks clean. The GTR looks pretty nice as well. Then we have an STI Forester, a Z, Michael's 180, and another GTR out here. Nice lineup at the hobby shop. Back at the house now, and I'm gonna clean up the car. And if I've learned one thing from YouTube, it's to never clean your car on camera because everybody will freak out and tell you you're doing it wrong, even if you're professional. So I'm gonna clean this bad boy up and I'll pick y'all up afterward. We have finished washing the car, still have to wax it, but I went ahead and decided to go ahead and start tackling the new door handles. And one of them is in. Still got to put the door panel back on, but just look at the difference in that. That is crazy. This is really going to clean up the interior. There we go. That door panel's finally back on. Well, Megan finally kind of got the idea to roll the window down, and it went on perfect. It was really a pain in the butt with the window up. So make sure you roll those windows down when we were trying to put the door panels back on. But that really, really cleaned it up. Here's the old one. Big difference. Big, big difference. After a lot of useless pain, they are in. You see it over there, nice and black. Good to go. looking fresh. And I'm not gonna be able to get to the brake master cylinder stopper today, which means I'm not gonna be able to get to it for like 2 months since the car does leave tomorrow. So today, before I call it a night, this thing needs a good waxing. So right now I'm gonna go eat some dinner and then it's back to tackle that. Update, it's absolutely pouring down rain outside. And I still haven't waxed the car, and it's been like an hour since the last update. But what I have done is completely clean out everything from the interior. You're not allowed to have anything in the interior when it ships. Vacuumed out everything, wiped down everything. I got that stupid stain on my seat just now using super glue. Freaking accidentally leaked onto the seat. I gotta take out the shift knob and put that other knockoff Nismo shift knob back on. But the interior is the cleanest it's like pretty much ever been. There is nothing in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she has been waxed up for the most part. I don't have time to do the whole thing. I wish I did. I've kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Procrastinated a little bit in getting all this done. I kind of waited till the last day, and here I am running out of time. But I got her nice and cleaned up. I got it waxed for the most part. I touched up a couple spots with some paint, like these teeny little rust pieces. And hopefully that'll just last and be okay until we get to the States. And then once we get there, we'll get her good to go with some actual paint. Go ahead and take off the top secret shift knob, just because that one's actually worth a little bit and I don't want anybody stealing it. So we're gonna take off the top secret. This is the one I got at Tokyo Auto Salon this past year. And we're gonna put the Nismo shift knob back on. But I'm pretty sure this is just a knockoff because I think I got it off Amazon for like 40 bucks. Although I think I kind of like the cleaner look the Nismo one has. I don't care though. That one's cheap. The other one's expensive, so that one's gonna stay on. A lot of people are also suggesting removing the turbo timer, boost controller, and this little speed sensor. But I'm not gonna worry about it. Everything is insured. If anything does get stolen, I'll get to replace it. So if my 20-year-old boost controller and turbo timer get stolen, maybe I'll get money for them that's worth what I could get some new stuff for. So maybe fingers crossed that it gets stolen. I don't know. I don't want my car getting messed up in the process though, so we'll see. One other thing I'm gonna go through and take off are all of these valve stem caps. I forgot to buy new valve stem caps today, but these ones, if the camera will focus, are the Rays wheels caps that come with the wheels. And then lastly, we're gonna need to take off the Nismo oil cap and put the stock one back on. Alrighty, I think that is gonna do it for everything tonight. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping everything goes good in the morning. I really think it will. The underneath of the car looked fine today when I did the oil change. I think we'll be 100% good to go as long as we make it down there without anybody crashing into us or anything catastrophic happening. And of course, I will be doing a video on it. It'll be a video kind of almost geared a little bit more towards the guys here that will be shipping their cars back, but I'll also incorporate kind of how anybody else would go about shipping a car back from Japan to the States. I'll see what I end up doing, but I will definitely be videoing the process. Big shout out to Matty over at Newera Imports. Thank you so much, Matty, for sending over those parts. Guys, if you guys are looking for parts or a car, hit up Newera Imports. Real good importer based out of the UK that also does cars elsewhere. Oh yeah, and there's still parts coming. I think I mentioned that earlier, but there's still 2 more parts coming from them. We'll wait probably till we get back to America for a video on that though. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of the parts and the prep for the shipping. I'm excited to get the car out of here. It's gonna be a huge weight off my shoulders tomorrow. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. Tomorrow's the big day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching.